Goku and Sun Wukong, a cultural and narrative comparison. Introduction. Two iconic monkey-inspired heroes stand tall across time and culture, one from ancient Chinese legend, the other from modern Japanese manga. Son Wukong, the Monkey King of Journey to the West, and Son Goku, the lovable Saiyan from Dragon Ball, share more than just a name. Both are supernaturally strong, mischievous in youth, and armed with a trusty staff and cloud. Yet their origins and journeys could not be more different. In this comparison, we explore how each character reflects their ethnic and cultural roots, the story origins that birthed them, their personality and symbolic differences, and the way their narrative arcs unfold from humble beginnings to epic adventures. The tone is set for an East meets West tale of myth and manga. Ethnic and cultural origins. A colorful statue of Son Wukong, the Monkey King, at a temple in Singapore. Son Wukong arises from the heart of Chinese folklore and religion, embodying the spirit of classical China. In legend, he is born from a stone and becomes a monkey deity steeped in Buddhist and Taoist symbolism. For centuries, Son Wukong has been celebrated in Chinese opera, festivals, and literature, a beloved trickster hero who rebels against heaven and ultimately attains wisdom. His very name means awakened to emptiness, hinting at the Buddhist ideal of enlightenment. Culturally, Wukong reflects values of rebellion against oppression and the journey towards spiritual growth. Children in China grow up hearing of his antics, and temples even honor him as a protector. The Monkey King's tale is deeply woven into Chinese tradition, representing the triumph of wit and will over adversity. Son Goku, by contrast, is a hero born from Japanese imagination, though his roots trace back to Son Wukong. Created in the 1980s by manga artist Akira Toriyama, Goku first appeared in the manga Dragon Ball as a boy with a tail, a playful nod to the Monkey King's heritage. Japan's culture shines through Goku's story. The emphasis on self-improvement, courage, and friendship reflect core themes of Japanese shonen, youth, media. While Wukong's world is grounded in ancient China's spiritual lore, Goku lives in a whimsical sci-fi version of Earth filled with high-tech capsules, martial arts schools, and eclectic characters. Goku's character embodies a blend of Japanese values, respect for one's teachers, unyielding determination, and a love of competition, all packaged in an approachable, fun-loving personality. In essence, if Wukong is a figure of Chinese mythic tradition, Goku represents Japanese pop cultural innovation, taking an old legend and reimagining it for a global audience. Story origins. Myth versus manga. Son Wukong's story first leapt to life in the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West, attributed to Wu Cheng'en. This epic adventure is one of China's 4 great classical novels, mixing mythology, spirituality, and humor. Wukong's story begins on Flower Fruit Mountain, where a stone egg hatches a monkey with uncanny powers. He learns magic and martial arts from a Taoist sage, achieving feats like the 72 transformations and cloud somersault, which let him travel vast distances in a single leap. The Monkey King's early story is a mythic origin. He rebels against the Jade Emperor of Heaven, crashes heavenly banquets, and earns the derisive title, Great Sage Equal to Heaven, after causing chaos among the gods. Only the Buddha's intervention subdues him under a mountain for 500 years. Later, Wukong is released to accompany the monk Tongsanzang, or Tripitaka, on a sacred pilgrimage to India to retrieve Buddhist scriptures. This journey, fighting monsters and learning virtues along the way, defines Son Wukong's narrative. It's a moral allegory and a spiritual quest, with Wukong's story rooted firmly in mythology and religious lesson. Even a demon monkey can find redemption and enlightenment through faith and perseverance. Son Goku's story originates in a very different medium, a 1980s manga and later anime intended for entertainment. Akira Toriyama was inspired by the Monkey King legend, but gave it a unique twist. In Dragon Ball's debut chapter, we meet Goku as an eccentric, super strong boy with a monkey tail living alone in the mountains. This quirky introduction is a modern mirror to Sun Wukong's mountain origins, but Goku's story is far more lighthearted at first. Instead of a monk on a divine mission, a teenage girl inventor, Bulma, recruits Goku to help collect the 7 Dragon Balls, which when gathered, can summon a dragon to grant any wish. This adventure comedy setup loosely parallels the Sutra quest of Journey to the West, with clear nods to the source. Bulma takes on the guiding role, like Tripitaka, and along the way they befriend a shape-shifting pig, Oolong, echoing Zhu Baji, and a desert bandit, Yamcha, reminiscent of Sha Wu Jing. Goku even wields the power pole, a extending staff just like Wukong's famed Ruyi Jingu Wang, and rides the flying Nimbus cloud given by his master, unmistakable homages to the Monkey King's arsenal. These early chapters show Dragon Ball as a cheerful retelling of the Chinese myth in a sci-fi martial arts setting. However, as the series progressed, Toriyama branched off from the classical inspiration. Dragon Ball evolved into a tale of martial arts tournaments, rival schools, and ever stronger foes, moving beyond the Journey to the West framework. While Wukong's story is confined to a single epic narrative, Goku's story kept expanding through multiple arcs and even new series. In short, Sun Wukong was born from a mythic epic meant to impart spiritual lessons, whereas Son Goku was born from a serialized comic meant to thrill and amuse, albeit built on the scaffolding of that ancient myth. Personality and symbolic differences. In temperament and values, Sun Wukong and Son Goku are as different as night and day, each reflecting the spirit of their narratives. Sun Wukong is the quintessential mischief maker and rebel. In his youth, the Monkey King is bold, arrogant, and quick-tempered. He gleefully defies authority, whether it's bosses in the underworld or the Jade Emperor in heaven, earning him the reputation of a trickster hero. Wukong is cunning and resourceful. He often uses shape-shifting tricks or clever ploys to outwin his enemies. For example, he can pluck a hair from his fur and blow on it to create clones of himself, an ability he uses to confuse and overwhelm his enemies. Symbolically, Sun Wukong represents the untamed mind and spirit, powerful, yet needing guidance. Over time, through the discipline of accompanying the monk Tripitaka, Wukong grows wiser. The once unruly monkey learns loyalty, patience, and the value of restraint, symbolized by the magical golden headband he's forced to wear, which tightens painfully whenever he misbehaves. By the story's end, Sun Wukong is still playful and strong-willed, but his rebellious edge is tempered by compassion and duty. He attains the title of Buddha victorious in strife, signifying his spiritual progression. Wukong's journey thus makes him a symbol of redemption, a demon who transforms into a disciplined protector and achieves a form of enlightenment. His character embodies the idea that even the wildest soul can be guided towards goodness. Son Goku, on the other hand, starts off not as a rebel against society, but as an innocent wild child. Raised in isolation, Goku is blissfully ignorant of civilized life. Famously, he at first doesn't know the difference between boys and girls. Yet he is inherently pure of heart, a guileless, friendly boy who's polite, honest, and exceptionally kind. Goku's defining trait is his boundless optimism and love of fighting, but unlike Wukong, Goku fights for fun, self-improvement, or to protect others, never out of ego or malice. In fact, Goku lacks the scheming streak of the Monkey King. He's straightforward to a fault, sometimes gullible, and often endearingly naive. This simplicity is part of his charm and symbolic identity. Goku represents pure, good-hearted bravery and the joy of self-challenge. While Wukong flaunted his power to be recognized as equal to heaven, Goku has little interest in titles or dominance. He simply wants to test his limits and save his friends. He's humble about his abilities and respectful to teachers, like Master Roshi, reflecting a Japanese cultural emphasis on humility and respect. Interestingly enough, both characters love a good brawl, but the moral axis differs. Wukong had to learn not to kill or overstep, whereas Goku often holds back to give foes a chance or even spares former enemies out of mercy, turning foes like Yamcha and Vegeta into allies over time. Symbolically, if Wukong is about taming the wild spirit, Goku is about nurturing the noble spirit. He starts good and stays good, inspiring others around him. Instead of a journey from sin to redemption, Goku's journey is a journey of growth in strength and wisdom while maintaining innocence. He might not achieve enlightenment in a religious sense, but his character embodies ideals of perseverance, teamwork, and never giving up. In modern pop culture, Son Goku has become a symbol of positive determination, a hero who, no matter how impossible the odds, finds a way through sheer will and a cheerful heart. In summary, Sun Wukong is the wily rebel turned wise, whereas Son Goku is the pure-hearted savior who remains true to himself even as he becomes immensely powerful. Narrative arcs and major story differences. The epic arcs of Sun Wukong and Son Goku showcase the divergence between a mythological journey and a manga saga. Sun Wukong's story arc is grand but contained. It begins with his supernatural birth and rowdy exploits and ends with spiritual triumph. After Wukong is imprisoned under a mountain by Buddha, his character's real growth starts. The journey westward with Tang Zanzang is episodic, a string of adventures across dangerous wilderness where Wukong battles a host of demons and monsters. Each encounter tests a virtue. One episode sees Wukong subdue the white bone demon after it deceives the compassionate Tang Zanzang thrice. Another has Wukong borrowing treasures from a dragon king or outsmarting the fiery Princess Iron Fan to calm an inferno. These trials teach teamwork and tolerance, as Wukong must often collaborate with his fellow disciples, the gluttonous pigman Zhu Bajie and the reserved water spirit Sha Wujing, to overcome challenges. Over 81 tribulations, as the novel calls them, the pilgrims finally reach the Western Heaven and obtain the sacred sutras. In the end, Sun Wukong is rewarded for his dedication and heroism. The impish monkey who once wreaked havoc in heaven is granted Buddhahood, completing his transformation. His narrative arc thus has a clear conclusion, the attainment of wisdom and honor. From stone-born monkey to enlightened being, Wukong's life is a full circle, rich with moral lessons and a sense of closure. Son Goku's narrative arc unfolds very differently, sprawling across multiple series and constantly upping the stakes. In original Dragon Ball, we follow Goku's evolution from a feral mountain boy into the world's strongest martial artist. The story starts small and whimsical. Young Goku gathers Dragon Balls, foils the plans of comedic villains like Emperor Pilaf, and experiences city life for the first time. But with each arc, the tone shifts gradually from fairy tale adventure to high-stakes action. Goku trains under Master Roshi, meets lifelong friends like Krillin and rivals, and wins the audience's heart with his goofy innocence and astounding combat talent. Memorable arcs include the World Martial Arts tournaments, where Goku tests his skill against human fighters and learns the value of humility in defeat, losing narrowly to Master Roshi in disguise. The stakes escalate when King Piccolo, a demon lord who murders Goku's friends and threatens the world. This is Goku's first brush with pure evil and personal loss, marking a more serious phase of his journey. Goku overcomes King Piccolo in an epic showdown, a victory symbolizing him stepping into the role of Earth's protector. By the end of Dragon Ball, Goku has grown from a wide-eyed kid into a young adult who's tasted both triumph and tragedy. He even marries Chi-Chi and starts a family, showing a maturity Sun Wukong never had to consider. Wukong remains a lone monk warrior with no romantic life in the legend. Notably, while Sun Wukong's tale ends with enlightenment, Goku's story at this point ends with a promise of more to come. He has become the world's champion, but he's always seeking the next challenge, and there are hints of greater threats on the horizon. Indeed, Goku's narrative continues into Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super, each expanding his journey in scope and power, a sharp contrast to Wukong's finite saga. In Dragon Ball Z, we learn that Goku is not a mystical monkey boy, but actually an alien, a Saiyan sent from another planet. This twist propels the story from a martial arts fantasy into a science fiction epic. Goku faces ever more formidable foes, alien Saiyan invaders like Vegeta, the tyrannical space lord Frieza, artificial androids and the bioengineered Cell, and even a magical ancient being, Majin Buu. With each enemy, Goku breaks his limits, most famously transforming into a glowing Super Saiyan with golden hair, a form of power that became an iconic moment in anime history. While Sun Wukong battled the armies of heaven and monsters of earth, Goku in DBZ literally battles across the galaxy, even on the planet Namek and in the realm of the Kais. The scale of conflict shifts from protecting a single monk on a journey to saving the entire world and beyond. Yet, through it all, Goku's core personality remains, cheerful, compassionate, and always eager for a worthy fight. Unlike Wukong, who attains a static pinnacle, Buddhahood, Goku's arc in Z ends with him still striving, flying off with the reincarnation of Buu, Oob, to train him, implying that the adventure of growth is eternal. Dragon Ball GT, an anime-only sequel set after Z, takes Goku on a more whimsical detour. In a twist of fate, Goku is turned back into a child and sent on a journey across the universe, bringing back a flavor of the original series and of Journey to the West, as Goku, along with his granddaughter Pan and friend Trunks, travels from planet to planet to recover the Black Star Dragon Balls. The tone in GT briefly returns to adventure and exploration, echoing the roaming nature of Wukong's pilgrimage, but with a cosmic backdrop. In GT's later arc, Goku attains an even higher transformation, Super Saiyan 4, blending his monkey-like Saiyan heritage with a golden Great Ape form with his human form. Ultimately, GT concludes with Goku transcending the mortal realm. He leaves with the eternal dragon Shenron, a mysterious ending that has a touch of mythic, spiritual vibe. It's as if Goku becomes a legendary figure himself, much like Sun Wukong became immortal. Though GT's canon status is debatable, it's a poetic finale for his character in that series. In Dragon Ball Super, the official continuation after Z, Goku's world expands to the multiverse. He meets Beerus, the god of destruction, and achieves the divine-like form of Super Saiyan God, showing how far beyond human limits he's reached. He later participates in a tournament of power against fighters from multiple universes, literally fighting alongside and against gods and extraordinary beings. Goku even unlocks Ultra Instinct, a state of being so advanced that he moves without thought, an ironic parallel to the Zen idea of Mushin, no mind, perhaps the closest Goku comes to a kind of enlightenment through combat. Through Super's arcs, Goku remains that same pure-hearted warrior, impressing even deities with his resolve. By contrast, Sun Wukong's greatest foes were mighty but grounded in mythic earth and heaven. Goku's foes span space and time. The narrative difference is clear. Wukong's story is a completed legend, while Goku's story is an open-ended saga that continually adds new chapters. One concludes with spiritual attainment, the other with the promise of endless adventure. In conclusion, the stories of Sun Wukong and Son Goku diverge in purpose and scope. Sun Wukong's journey is about redemption and enlightenment, a rogue learning to balance power with virtue. firmly rooted in the culture that created him. Goku's journey is about growth and heroism, an ever-evolving quest for strength and goodness, reflecting the modern world's love for ongoing hero narratives. Where Wukong finds an end to his journey atop the Buddha's palm, Goku finds that there is always a new horizon, a higher mountain to climb, or a stronger opponent to face. Yet, both characters leave a lasting legacy. Sun Wukong remains a timeless symbol of rebellious hope and spiritual possibility in Chinese culture, and Son Goku has become a global icon of determination, friendship, and the idea that even the humblest beginnings can soar to the heights of the heavens. Both the Monkey King and the Saiyid warrior remind us in their own distinct ways that with courage and heart, one can transcend limits, whether breaking the shackles of heaven or shattering the ceilings of power. Their stories, though born in different eras and mediums, continue to captivate and inspire, making Sun Wukong and Son Goku a legendary duo across myth and manga.